keep this going. We're going to bring our next headliner to the stage. Now, this brother, are y'all ready? Y'all still soaking up in? Want to give me a second? Because the girl was too powerful. Too powerful. All right. This brother right here calls himself Blaq. I don't think y'all understand when I tell you that this brother is off the chain. We had two headliners tonight. We had Emerald Green and we had Blaq. We're going to bring this brother to the stage, and I need y'all to give this brother a warm welcome. Coming to the stage, warm welcome for Blaq. Y'all understand? Give it up for Blaq. Give it up. This brother is off the chain. Woo! Look at this brother, he off the chain. I know that's right. Woo! What you do? There you go.
Where you from? Southside.
Where you from?
Inglewood.
Where you from?
Chicago. Already over 300 people shot this year. Do your math, it's more than double the days there are in a year mothers fear their babies not making it home from school. Unemployed brothers ain't got time to look for a job, but got time to be on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, acting a fool. And these gangs out here ain't following no rules, they ain't got no structure, but they knew exactly what they were doing when they denied parole for Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover. See, there's an old saying, cut off the head and the body would fall. Let this be a lesson to all y'all, and I'm a part of some of these Chicago artists who boast to the world on how their lyrics be so cold. And some of them will get right on stage and talk about how God saved their soul, but won't get out here and go to none of these schools or get out here on none of these streets to even try to save just one soul. And the church, if you really dare to help save lives, then let me make a proposal. If the church you attend ain't involved in community affairs to help save lives, then damn it, stop paying your tithes. And as for the Black Lives Matter movement, you didn't think I was gonna let you off the hook, did you? I believe that Black Lives Matter, but when are Black lives gonna matter to black people? March in the hood like you do downtown. Shut down some of these gas stations and liquor stores that have become breeding grounds for our babies to get shot down like you do those businesses on Black Friday downtown. Chicago. Home of the Chicago Cubs. Home of the Bad News Bears. Home of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. See, I don't think y'all understand. What's going down in Chicago has always been about land, and I recognize the hustle. But did you ever notice that as soon as they tore the projects down, the crime rate in Chicago doubled? Displace these gangs to go live where those gangs live. Let them kill one another. So what if an innocent baby gets killed? We'll go to the funeral and send flowers to the mother. In the meantime, let the land on the south side and the west side become devalued. And I ain't no scholar, but in my community right now, they selling vacant land for just $1. And like the land that the projects used to stand on, they gonna build retail spaces and condos. And while we addicted to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and our babies are addicted to nachos and cheese, little baby Chucky say cheese. So what if you a boy, shake your booty for the camera, say cheese? Chicago. Already over 300 people shot this year. We all have a responsibility to come out of the nightclub and get in these streets. Come out of the four walls of the church and get in these streets. Get off of your social media soapbox and get in these streets. See, we all like to talk, and we love for our voices to be heard. But when are you going to realize that it's your actions that speaks louder than your words? Chicago, that's that piece. How y'all doing tonight, family? Growing up in the Inglewood neighborhood in the city of Chicago, it was tough. They told us that you would either be dead or in jail by the age of 21 years old. I went to Simeon High School, home of Ben Wilson, home of Derrick Rose. And I learned a lot of things while I was in high school. My teacher, English teacher, allowed me to write poetry in place of compositions. She allowed me to get up in front of the classroom and express myself. And I was like, man, I had all straight A's in English, I'm just telling you. Miss Daniels, I loved her because she saw the gift inside of me and accepted the gift inside of me. And so I want to dedicate this piece not to just Miss Daniels, but to every strong black woman in this room. Fellas, give it up for all these strong black women in this room. Goddess of the universe, Mother Earth, you are the first. You were there from the beginning, from the cradle to the tomb, the womb that birthed me to life. Spiritually, my mother, my sister, my daughter, my rib, my wife. The most underappreciated creature of God, and your praise is long overdue. Because see, before I was even conscious of a God, I knew mother. Mama, I knew you. Black Queen, I was there when you ruled Egypt from a golden throne. You took the cradle of civilization and you made it your home. Black Queen, I was there when you stood by King Solomon's side as all of Jerusalem kneeled at his feet. He had a whole nation in the palms of his hands, but without Queen Sheba, King Solomon was incomplete. Black Queen, I was there when the angel Gabriel came to you and told you that you're going to have a son. Blessed is Mary, mother among all mothers. From your womb is where we got our Savior from. You got us through 400 years of slavery and 100 years of segregation. And you're such a blessing because when you teach a man, you teach an individual. But when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. And you're so amazing that in the 50s you organized us. In the 60s you went to jail for the cause. In the 70s, y'all had white women wearing afros, and in the 80s, you became head of the household because the black man had flaws. And despite it all, even in the worst situations, you were able to make it better. Now see, Medea used to cook and clean and scrub floors and be a nanny for white folks, but still came home and raised 5 children by herself. But somehow managed to keep the family together. By round of applause, how many people remember when Big Mama was our doctor? When she was our counselor, could cook a meal without a recipe and tell you what was missing by taking one little taste. And could discipline you with the switch from the nearest tree, and if you were ashy, y'all didn't hear me. I said if you were ashy, she would take that one thumb and a little bit of spit and wipe that dry spot right off of your face. But something has happened to my Eve. Somebody's been whispering in her ear and telling her that sex sells, so you just roll. Mentally and morally exposed and on BET and all the other video shows. Now, Black Queen, they look at you as just another freak show. But despite all the rough edges and beneath all the rubble, I'm still convinced by your touch that if they said one woman turned this world upside down, then a woman can turn it right side up. Look at Condoleezza Rice, whether or not you agree with her views. Would you believe it that we had a sister in the White House advising the president on what to do? Look at Venus and Serena. They so bad that they stampede of the competition like rhinos. And almost every year they're the last 2 left. And one sister ended up playing the other sister in the finals. Look at Oprah Winfrey. A self-made billionaire. Harpo had the morning slot on lock. And the other networks were so scared that they refused to put a decent program on at 9 o'clock. We come home to you, Black woman. We lay our head on your shoulders and you give us that peace and that spirit for us not to worry. And what about this other black beautiful queen? I call her Kalindi. She's the reason why we're here for this Afrocentric poetry. This is Blaq. Blaq Ice giving you the presentation of the Black Queen's biography. I love you for your Afrocentricity. And I love you for your spirituality. For all of you Black Queens, I'm Muhammad. That's that piece. So growing up on the south side, I mentioned Simeon High School. You know, we go through things and we experience things in life, and sometimes there are certain things that men just don't like to talk about. We talk about it amongst ourselves at the barbershop, but when I write, I make sure that my pen is naked. Anything that I've gone through, anything that I've experienced, anything that I've seen, when I write, I'm not ashamed. So I want to share this story with you. Somebody say mission. Abort. That means that you leave in a situation, but here's my testimony. I remember a time that I wish that I could forget. Yet it's etched in my brain like stones. Sometimes I sit alone thinking, I wonder, how many abortions have the women I slept with in my past had because of me? See, y'all, I just felt like tonight was the night for me to tell my story, because for years I kept it hidden deep down inside of me. It's time for me to let it go now. I want to be free. I can't say that I know or recall every one, but I remember the first. See, y'all, I was 15 years past birth, and I was in love with Pumpkin. A 14-year-old freshman from Simeon High School, thought that I knew it all, thought that I was cool, but the Bible says, professing themselves wise, they became fools. So I began breaking rules, ditching school and cutting class, all in an attempt to get some aspirations to become a rap star. You see, your boy was well known to be cold with them bars, but my heart had me locked up, stuck in a standstill. I couldn't see past this girl. She was like the center of my world, and everything revolved around her. I had never felt like this before. I was even cool with the parents who, for me, kept an open door, but that was all before she was late. And no, I ain't talking about for lunch. I'm talking about no visitors this month. And now we both scared, wondering what would our parents think. They are the ones who really cared about us and our future. We literally ripped their dreams apart, and this couldn't be mended with no suture, but we gotta tell somebody. We didn't know what to do. We were only babies ourselves, doing what grown folks do without a clue of the consequence. Until we had to deal with the consequence of sex with no protection, and it's too late for me to pull myself out of this one, because now she's expected. And I'm expecting her dad to kill me on sight. See, my father always taught me to do what's right, but now that I'm on center stage, somehow I've gotten stage fright. So we talked, and she asked, what was I thinking? And Tanya, without even blinking, I said, baby, I'm not ready to be a father. And see, for her, this only made things harder, so she told her mom, who forced her to get an abortion, and along with my coercion, I can only imagine the pressure at 14 that she must have been under. I was too young to know the procedure. I didn't even care. Only wish that she would have made me be there. Maybe I needed it. See, things don't register the same unless you see it, and then you can believe it. And now she's left with a permanent scar from a decision that we both made. But she's the only one who paid. Or at least that was what I thought. See, you can run from a situation, but sooner or later, your ass gonna get caught. I felt like it was all my fault. And over 20 years later, my child that was aborted when I was at the age of 15 has now come back to haunt me. My firstborn at the age of 15 was taken away from me. He died from cancer. Too young to know the physical pain of an abortion, but now I know the answer. It's clear now. I see the picture. And it takes me back to that same scripture. Professing themselves wise, they became fools. So if there's any teens in the house tonight listening, please stay in school, learn from my mistake. Don't wait until it's too late. I apologize. I'm sorry. I wish that I could go back, change, and rearrange things. If you only knew the consequences that choices and decisions bring. See, y'all, at the time, I was only 15. And I remember times that I wish that I could forget. Yet it's etched in my brain like stone. Yet I sit alone thinking, I wonder how many abortions have the women I slept with in my past had because of me. I just felt like tonight that Afrocentric poetry was the night for me to tell my story. Because for years I kept it hidden deep down inside of me. It's time for me to let it go now. I want to be free. Mission aborted. That's that piece. When we share these poems that we're sharing, it's a lot of hurt and pain associated with these words. These are not just things that we sat down at the table and we just said, hey, let me come up with this idea, let me write this, and let me write that. These are our stories. This is my life. And so you heard me say that it came back to haunt me. In 2008, September the 3rd, I lost my firstborn son to cancer. Osteosarcoma. He was 15 years old. And so, coming back from Jamaica, I was performing there, coming back to Chicago on the plane, that poem just hit me. And I began to write that poem on the plane. Can y'all hand me that water over there, please? And so, I want to share, thank you, bro, a piece with you because I was angry with God. Me and God went on speaking terms for a minute. I felt like, all right, God, I'm out here in these schools, I'm out here in these prisons, I'm doing your work. Why would you affect my life like that? Why would you affect my family's life like that? I couldn't understand it. Then I would drive out of liquor stores and I would see the hypes and the drug addicts and they standing outside and they doing well, they living forever. I'm just telling you what my mindset was. And so I began to walk away from God. But God showed me something in a poem. Somebody say ego. Ego. This is an acronym that stands for easing God out. Hey, God. Where you at? I've been looking for you.
All right now.
Seems like you've been avoiding me or something. And I've been searching for you for years with no answer, just anticipation. And I've been going through this transformation, but every time I call on you, God, it's like I get put on hold. And they say that you hear all and that you see all, but it seems like you ain't never available, God, when I call. See, y'all remember it was January 91. I had just left Simeon's Martin Luther King ceremony speaking. I wasn't feeling too well that day. Little did I know that all the while, my appendix had been leaking. And where were you, God? Just when I thought nowhere to be found. And if it wasn't for my son's mother convincing me to go to St. Bernard's that night, Blaq Ice would be here with you in Dolton right now. And where were you at, God, that morning when I went to work and when I got to 123rd and Kedzie, right by the cemetery, this lady ran the light. The last thing I saw, y'all, was headlights. A 3-car collision that almost took my life, but where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when my mother was stricken with cervical cancer? She's been going to the Kingdom Hall, serving him since before I was born, and we both called on you, and you still didn't answer. Come on, God, this is my mother. Tell me, is this how you treat all your sons and your daughters? And where were you at, God, that day my son died? I sat there at the University of Chicago, and I watched him come back twice. You could have intervened. You could have saved his life, but where were you, God? And where were you at, God, Okay, my son, I've heard enough. Now I know that times for you have been rough, but son, where's your faith? Seems like you only seek my face when you need me, for I am a full-time God, my son. Do you really believe in me? Come on. Well, if so, then you would know that I am the creator of the universe. All that you see from the highest heights of heaven to what you have discovered beneath the earth. See, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the God of Moses, Lot, and David. I am the one who made Solomon wise. I put Noah in the ark before the waters could rise. I gave Samson the strength to destroy the Philistines with no eyes. I am that smooth stone that David slung that smote Goliath in the head. The cracks that crumbled the walls of Jericho, the same one that rose Lazarus from the dead. I am the blood of the lamb of the doorpost that kept the children of Israel safe from harm. Even the staff in Moses' right arm, and he gave it the power to split the Red Sea in half. Shall I go on? Please forgive me, Father. He said, no, son. I already have. But see, like Jonah, you've been running from your mission. I've been trying to reach you and speak to you for years, but your ego just wouldn't let you listen. When your appendix was spreading poison through your body, I was the voice that spake to your son's mother warning you. And do you remember what you promised me, my son? Yes, Lord, I do. I promise you that if you allow me to make it through, that I'll turn my life over to you. But what did you do? You continue to play. So I spoke to you again in the form of a 3-car collision, but I allowed you to walk away that day. And have you ever asked yourself the question why the accident was by gravesite? I was showing you that the road that you were traveling on ended at the cemetery if you didn't change your life. But you still didn't listen. And as for your mother's cervical cancer, I am the reason why your mother's cancer is in remission. And I know your son's gone. But his body was sick, so I relieved him of his pain and I called him home. And yet and still I stayed by your side. All those moments that you felt alone, yet you still rejected my truth. If you only could have put your ego to the side and listened to all those whom I sent to you. Lord, you mean to tell me what all the while I was waiting to hear from you? You were sending me messages through all those whom I rejected? Yes, my son, this is true. And instead of focusing on the guides, submit to the truth that you find inside. For Satan is the one who subtracts and divides, but my God is the one who adds and multiplies. All right. Come on now. I'm telling y'all, he opened my eyes. And so to those of you who can't accept the truth, because your ego will allow you to accept who the truth is coming through, take this as a lesson. Because see, God just been using these pastors today, because asking some of these pastors questions is just like asking blind men for directions. But it's the truth that counts. And see, in this case, my ego just wasn't my ego, but my ego was easing God out. Thank y'all so much for that, please. I want to close with one last poem. But before I do, I want to thank, and everybody please stand up and give this sister a nice round of applause. Sister Kalindi, thank you so much for having all of us. I say that because of this. Somebody in this room was touched tonight. I know I was touched. But somebody came here that was going through something in their life. And they came here and they didn't know what to expect when they came. All right, I'm going to go check out this poetry thing this sister is throwing. And didn't know that they was going to get all that was in here in the form of poetry. Give it up for also all the poets that performed tonight also as well. And you see it comes in all ages. So it's a beautiful thing. If you need us, definitely reach out to us. We will come to your church. We will come to your school. We will come to your home. We will come to your birthday celebration or whatever it is. Everything ain't this deep. Just letting you know. But when it needs to be this deep, it's this deep. But you guys can find me on Facebook under Blaq Ice, BLAQ. Believe in the Lord, ask questions. Ice, intelligent, creative, and extraordinary. BLAQ, ICE, and just type Chicago or either the word international, Blaq Ice International, and you'll see my page pop up. The reason why I say that, somebody in here tonight came, they were going through something. I just want you to think about the elevator. Somebody say the elevator. Life is just like an elevator. And I'm going to explain to you why. There's this elevator, right? It's full of people. Some family, some friends, some strangers. But you're all in the basement. See, the basement represents that brand new idea that was blessed to be manifested in your mind. But by the time you share your idea with the 10 people standing in the elevator next to you, some of them get the hell off before the door even closes. Sort of like those so-called friends. The ones who you thought would be there through thick and thin down to the end didn't even make it to the first floor. The door closes. The elevator rises. Much to your surprise, you're making progress. The bell rings. You're at the first floor. The door opens, and guess what happens next? Those childhood friends, well, they got goals of their own. Time for you to be strong because you're going to lose some of these friends during this ride and feel alone. But as they walk out, a few more friends walk in. You started off with 10, and now you're down to 8. Now, one of the new friends who just walked in pressed floor 2. So you know what that means. The next time the elevator door opens, they'll be gone too. But before they left, they introduced you to one of their friends who became your friend. Then y'all became close like kin. The door opens at floor 2. You lose a few. But one man walks in, and he becomes your boyfriend. And now we're down to 7. Now only 4 out of the 7 are the original occupants that you begin with. In all, there are 2 strangers. One cousin, one friend, your mom, one new friend, and a boyfriend. Now the elevator passes floor 3. Seems like life is finally looking up. But just as soon as you get comfortable, you're at the 4th floor and the door opens up. You're staring death right in the face. Quickly you step back, he reaches in his arm and unexpectedly takes your mom. Everyone in the elevator consoles you. But this takes an emotional toll on you and your relationship. Everything you ever believed in or ever knew about is in doubt. You become so emotionally cold that right before the doors close, your boyfriend walks out. What's to expect by floor 5? Now what just happened on the 4th floor was a game changer. But right before floor 5 arrives, you will lose one of those strangers. But before he leaves, he whispers to you, "There's something that I hope that you see." She said, "What's that?" That God wants you to go through everything that you're going through in order for you to get to where he wants you to be. He leaves. 4 remains. Only 1 more floor to go. But between the 5th and the 6th floor, you notice something. The other stranger reaches around you and hits the stop button. Everything is frozen except you and him. He said, "Okay, it's time for us to talk." Now, I've been here since the beginning, and I've seen everything that happened, and not once did you ever acknowledge it. I even gave you words of comfort when you lost your mommy. I thought at that point you would want to get to know me. Look around. Out of the 10 that you started out with, there's only a few. Now, you have a choice or 2. You can continue on. Use the experience of what you've been through to help heal, or you can do what you've been thinking, go in that person, take those pills. She said, "No, I want to live." Then you need to learn how to forgive. She now knew who she was talking to. She takes a deep breath and asks for forgiveness, but he said, "I'll forgive you when you learn how to forgive yourself." He pressed the button. The bell rings. The door opens at the 6th floor. To your surprise, your ex-boyfriend is standing there, offer you his hand. You turn right around, look at that man right in the face, and smile. See, out of the many people that have come into your life, you've already lost the majority. Expect for the ones closest to you to disappoint you, let you down, betray you, but don't you change. Stay you. And at the end of the day, When you place your family and friends before God, he will remove them to show you that he's a jealous God. And none should be placed before him. Trust him to know that he will replace everything stolen, restore everything lost, and heal everything broken. See, in life, you're going to have some knockdowns on the way up. But it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. Thank y'all so much. I'm Blaq Ice, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Give it up for Sister Kalindi one more time, y'all.